Hey YouTube, Vermont Prepper here. Just wanted to show you my new toy, 1984 M1009 utility vehicle, military version of the K5 Blazer. Going to go over a couple things that we've done to it since I bought it. I would say that the body was pretty much as you see it now, same color, etc. All I did is I painted the wheels black. First thing I did is put new worn bearings and hubs on it, and those ones that I had were leaking pretty bad. Water in it, rusted up when I took it apart. Did a couple other odds and ends right here. Just painted some of the shackles. Open it up here. Put some husky mats in there. The carpet was already in there. These are the Gear tactical seat covers, and I'll tell you, I didn't know if they were going to fit. You get them off Amazon, I think like a little over $100, and they come with a ton of different pouches, and they fit really good. Didn't think they were going to fit because I thought it was for a Jeep, but obviously they do. They fit pretty good. Dash pretty much as is. Put a little Browning knob there for the four-wheel drive. Now this is sort of my masterpiece here. It's a Tuffy Deluxe 12.5-inch console, and I did some wiring. I'll show you with some pretty cool green lights. We got a cigarette lighter, we got two USBs and a voltmeter, switch right there. And let's see if I can get it over here. And these things charge pretty quick. They're the 5 volt 2.1 amp. Could do it with the battery, you know, with the car off. And then have a pneumatic latch. Here you have the inside. Did some wiring right there. There's another 5 volt 2.1 amp USB in the back there, and I put a electrical box so that the wiring wouldn't get messed up if you're taking things, put it in and out, Well, let's go around the front. Also Huskies in the back right there. Painted the little metal flashing there for the rug. The rug was in pretty good shape when I got it, which was really nice. I know a lot of these don't come with rugs. Okay, in the front, I had to put a slave receptacle there, and this one didn't come with it. Went in really nice. Had to take out the grill. I actually painted the grill. I know that some of the traditionalists will not like that Chevy emblem, but I like it. I also like the "Do Not Tread on Me" license plate. Now this winch actually came with the truck, believe it or not, and it was mounted in the back. You can put it either on the front or the back hitch mount, and you have a connection there, and you have a connection in the back, which I'll show you. KC lights came with it. I just added the yellow covers. Again, painted the shackles here. Open the other side. Took the entire dash out, and I don't think we could see the lights yet. Yeah, it's still too light out to see the LED. I put LED bulbs in there. Just about none of the bulbs were working at all. I had to change the four-wheel drive switch on the transmission so that the four-wheel drive polycarbonate light Polycarbonate works right there, and I'll show you how that works. A lot of these, they don't work, and I changed out these polycarbonate covers as well, which they look like they're brand new. I'll give a shout out to Hillbilly Wizard in North Carolina for setting me up with those. Here's the four-wheel drive. That works. That wasn't working. Also had to change out the park indicator right there. That was totally painted over. I believe a Florida fire department had this before, I think it was up till March, and then I got it out of from a guy in North Carolina. But there's really no rust per se underneath. It was a Florida vehicle. I live in Vermont, so it's probably going to get hurt a little bit from the snow, but that's the price you got to pay for living in Vermont. Door panels, I think they had some kind of coating put on it because obviously they're red. Seat covers were actually put on there before I got the truck. They're all black. Same in the back. It's all black seat covers. And here's the switch for the connection for the back. The hitch, so you can mount the hitch here on the receiver, and you hook it up there if you need to do it from the back. Nice little feature to have. You pop the trunk. Also put a new bridge plate on there. It didn't come with a bridge plate. Let's see if I can get a good shot for you. And I think I probably got to change those. It's probably a little light, 0.3, I guess 3,000 pounds. I guess that's how it works. If anybody knows anything different, let me know. But I saw a couple of them with 0.3, so I just stuck the 3 on there. Probably got to put a 5 because I think this thing's like 5,200 pounds. Also, Blackout Light. I got this one working, and I got the marker lights for the bottom, but I haven't figured out where the issue is here because I couldn't get the lights to work. I'm going to probably have to fool around with it a little bit more when I have some more time. Put some deadening under the hood. It's Dynamax. It actually works fair. You know, it is a loud truck. It's the way it is. It's pretty clean under the hood. Changed the fuel filter. Batteries were as is. Changed the windshield washer pump. Also did front and rear brakes as well. Oh, also this power steering pump. The bracket was, some of the bolts were off the bracket, and you know, the back bracket was kind of bent, so I got a new pump with a bracket and installed that. That was probably the hardest job out of all of it. It was like a 2-day job, and I don't have a garage, so working in the dirt is not fun. Just so everybody knows, like if you ever wanted to, and I haven't seen anybody really talk about this, but if you ever wanted to hook up like a 12 volt like that switches I did on the console, all you got to do is run the positive to the front battery here, and then just run whatever negative to a ground inside the cab there, and it works fine. It works great. So you know, everything on here is 12 volt with the exception of the starter, I believe the slave receptacle. Let's see what else. Change the belts. I think I mentioned that. I'm not sure. What else did I do to this thing? I think that's about it. Let's start her up. See how it sounds. Maybe we'll take it for a little drive. Getting a little lights work. You see the fasten seatbelt sign. That should go off in a minute. Another cool thing about this console, this Tuffy console, it's about 250 bucks. Comes with little straps there to keep your seatbelts up, which is a nice little feature so you don't have to reach down. Cool little mag light area right there. Came with the truck. One other thing I did is get that interior light working. That wasn't working either. That was just flopping down there. Alright, right now in New Jersey at my mom's house. It's where I was able to do a lot of the work over the weekend. Much easier when you have a garage to work with. And you probably can't notice the difference, but I did notice a difference in the sound with that hood. Ride's pretty smooth. Oh yeah, other thing I did is I changed the transmission oil and filter. One thing I couldn't really figure out, when you take off that transmission filter, it seems like it's kind of loose because there's a little spacer in the screw that holds it on, and the spacer's a little bit short so it doesn't snug up. And I was reading on some of the forums, I go to Steel Soldiers a lot, and I noticed that if you take, you know, a couple washers and put it up there, I don't know if you're supposed to or not. Some people say you should, some people say it doesn't matter. I tried it out. It seems to be working fine. Use the ATF Max on there, in there, for the transmission fluid. Handles all the different various dextrons. Let's see, we'll go by the bay over here. We'll get you a good view of the bay. This right here is Barnegat Bay. A little cloudy today. We'll just go around. A lot of cool houses on the bay. This was destroyed, all destroyed with Katrina. And actually my mom's house we got lucky. We had about an inch of water in there. She's on a little bit higher of the ground. But we got in there really quick. Took out rugs and found some hardwood floor underneath, so that was pretty cool. It was a house built by my grandfather in 1950, so I kind of grew up over here. Across the bay would be Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Of the famed Jersey Shore show. I know a lot of people probably don't like it, but I used to love that show because I used to get to see all of the things where I grew up. This place really built up. Also changed the speedometer. Made a marginal difference. It doesn't bounce around as much. Probably got to do the cable. I think I'm going to do the fuel gauge as well. The fuel gauge seems to run fairly good from full to half, and then it kind of goes down really quick from half to E. So it's not really linear. Not sure if it's supposed to be. I would imagine it should be, but it's really not right now. Alright, so that's it. I hope you guys like it. I love driving this. I have an F-150 as well, and I kind of like driving this better. My 17-year-old son gets to drive this more than me, but I actually like, you know, going through restoring it. Probably going to turbocharge it next year at some point. Maybe get Nice little bumper for the back that holds a spare. I'll put a little more money into it, but right now it's pretty good mechanically. Alright, YouTube, take care. Be ready.